Hey folks, Troy Dooley, MLM Help Desk. This is part 2 of a 5-part series on New Vision International and specifically on VeMMA, the one of the newest brands. It's about a 5-year-old company now. They're really kicking some butt as they move forward. But we're doing a complete background to current. We're showing where they've been, where they're going, and what's going on right now. And our first article was on New Vision, the parent company, the history of that company, the history of the Brienco family, the founding family of that, and BK and Karen and Lauren, and what they've been able to accomplish. We touched briefly on Dr. Wang, who is really the research scientist behind the formulas that come into play both at New Vision and VeMMA. And as I've gotten to know a little bit more about Dr. Y, and that's what all his friends, that's what BK, that's what the family at VeMMA call him, and I feel like I'm kind of extended family now. But when I started studying Dr. Y's background, I mean, this is a man that did 8 years in medical training in China and earned an equivalent of what we would call a cardiology degree. But then he went in and he studied more. It wasn't enough. He had this passion. You know, I told you in the first one, BK's got a passion for enriching people's lives. Dr. Y's got a passion on healing people, creating different formulas that will change the world. So not only did he get the equivalent of a cardiology degree, he went on and studied and mastered the ancient arts of traditional Chinese medicine, herbal medicine, and acupuncture. But that wasn't enough. Now, you know I'm a Southern boy, so he decided to come over here to LSU, you know, Louisiana State University, and he studied more. And he came over here and got his microbiology degree, and then he got a minor in biochemistry. This takes drive. This takes commitment. This takes somebody that says, I want to be somebody. I want to make a difference in the world. I want to leave a legacy for my family. So he went out there and he got this education, and then him and BK connected. This goes to the law of connection. You guys have heard me train on this. These two connected in a big way. And for the last 10, 15 years, they've been doing this stuff together. They've been creating and formulating and putting together. BK come up with these crazy ideas. His staff would come up with these crazy ideas, and Dr. Wang would go and say, let's see what we can do. Let's see if that idea can become some formula that would help somebody. And what really makes it stand out is unlike just companies getting started, I'm going to show you this. This is white paper I got from VeMMA. Unlike a lot of just companies that want to throw a comp plan onto a new juice or onto bubble gum or whatever the case. I mean, I've seen everything lately from men's girdles to women's, well, never mind. And it just blows my mind. But Dr. Wang said, I want to do something special. So he went out, and with BK's blessing, they got some case studies done, man. This is pretty good. This is a human clinical study done in 2008. 2 different abstracts on VeMMA. And Dr. Wang talks in here, and I love this because he shares with the fact that knowing the value of scientific research, funding the 2 clinical studies on the VeMMA nutritional program was an important decision, and the results were twofold. First of all, we now have clinical proof that the key nutrients in the VeMMA formula get readily absorbed into the body after just 1 dose. Secondly, we know that after consuming VeMMA for 30 days, the body is in much more better position to help defend itself against health problems. We're not talking about here, and this is what I think is very important, and I better stop for a second. I want to do a disclaimer here. BK and I have not talked whatsoever about anything that I'm doing. Most of you know that I don't, once a company and a CEO has agreed, unless I come up with something that I think is totally off the wall and I've got to ask questions, we create these as independent studies, an independent editorial, independent fact. We don't go back and say, can we say this or can we not? This is what we have found. This is in our study. So I find it very interesting that a company would take the risk, first of all, unless they know for a fact that their scientific doctor behind it, their research, is going to be solid. And that's what BK did here. And Dr. Y said, we got to do this. And they found out that their product is solid. Folks, do you realize how many companies launch on the premise that, hey, somebody once said that this would work for you? It doesn't work that way. Matter of fact, I've learned throughout history that you can even put some herbs and some vegetables and some fruits together, and it will kill off what's actually good for you. So this is pretty powerful here. The first study was entitled "The Effects of the VeMMA Formula on the Immune Function and C-Reactive Protein Response in Humans." A randomized, double-blind, placebo-case trial was what was done. Here's how they did. Just a little short. Now you might think, "Gosh, Troy, what's this got to do with network marketing?" This has everything to do with network marketing. It's not about the comp plan. I know that a bunch of people disagree with me out there. But I can throw a comp plan on just about anything. Matter of fact, a company crossed my desk today. People have thrown a comp plan on having other people spy on other people and take down their driver's license or their license number on their cars. What kind of crap is that? Listen to this. After baseline blood tests were completed, participants received a dose, 2 ounces, of either VeMMA or a placebo. Here's what they found at the end of this study. Through blood analysis, researchers identified blood markers that enabled them to conclude that the consumption of the VeMMA formula was beneficial to the subject's overall health status due to a significant decrease in C-reactive protein and significant increase in the immune system markers. Powerful. The second study, the bioavailability of antioxidants effect of the VeMMA formula in humans. Here's the bottom line, man, because you guys know I have a hard time speaking people's names. That's why I love Dr. Y. I can say that. But here's what they found out. The noteworthy nutrients that showed up in the blood serum of the VeMMA participants was vitamin B2, B3, B5, and an auric levels of alpha-mangosteen, each reaching the maximum concentration. Auric materialized in the blood within 1 hour and maintained elevated saturation levels for 6 hours after intake. Bottom line, and I'm not going through all these pages of this, my hat is off to Dr. Y. My hat is off to BK for creating this. Now what we're going to do is we're not getting into the formula yet. I just want you to know about VeMMA. We're going to put a couple videos up today letting Dr. Y and BK talk about the VeMMA product, because I want you guys to understand this. There are other great companies we're getting ready to do some great stuff on. This is specific to VeMMA. This is very important that people understand each type of company that they're looking at joining. VeMMA may not be the right company for you, but if it is the right company for you, then you need to understand the power behind the VeMMA formula, because the VeMMA formula, one formula, multiple products. This is big. One formula, multiple products. That's what makes this company very unique. Okay, you've got to watch this. Watch these videos we're putting on here. Remember, live life like it's an epic adventure. We'll see you at the top.